I'm Ink.
I'm Oak.
Man, feeling healthy, Oak.
Yes, sir.
Feeling swell, man. Feeling swell, rather swell, you know. How you
Rightfully
doing,
so.
man? How
Rightfully
you
so,
doing?
man. I'm in this moment. I'm over the moon, man. For
No
real.
doubt.
For real. You know, anytime I get a chance to just chop it up with you and get in this energy space that, you know, it's hard to create. And any of my other partners,
Absolutely.
people who are like-minded and like energy, it's always good. It's refreshing. It's uplifting.
No question, man.
One thing I wanted to just start out with
Yes,
is
sir.
in terms of our emotional and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my partners called me Sunday night, and we hadn't talked in a long time. He lives in New Orleans, right? We went to Clark together, went through the African rites of passage. You know, I went before him. He's younger than me, but he called me and we were just talking. He's a father, he's a husband, you know, career. So we already know,
No
what
question.
that life is like, and we were just talking about maintaining yourself in that whole process. And what I wanted to just offer us in this moment, and even to you, we hadn't talked about it a whole lot, but making sure that we're cognizant and intentional about creating those moments for ourselves
Absolutely.
every day,
Absolutely.
and not to feel guilty that sometimes we may have to put being fatherhood on hold. We may have to put husbandhood on hold because what I've experienced throughout my life, throughout the great elders, including my father, including with Coach Graham and my uncles, that they were so committed to us and to their families that I think they left us and they transitioned prematurely because they neglected themselves. So one of the greatest gifts that you can give your folks is you.
Yeah.
And the way in which you can continue to do that is make sure that on a day in and day out basis that you feed yourself. You feed your mind, you feed your spirit, you feed your soul, and whatever that may be. And not get fooled by the notion of I got to, you know, put myself second.
Yeah.
You know, you put yourself first
Yeah.
so that you can put everybody else most.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Put yourself first.
It's like when you hear the quote, when people say health is wealth, right? Oftentimes that refers back to physical health, right? Working out. And that's great, right? Health is wealth. But when we talk mental health, when we talk spiritual health, and just the totality of a person's health, making sure you're in a good space.
Yes.
Making sure your vibration is high. Making sure your frequency is in a place to where it's all good. I think it is important, man, to make sure every single day you taking time for yourself to make sure you in order, your synergy is right, you all good, so you can operate in these other areas and aspects and facets of life, because it's going to require a certain level of you that if you're not in order and you go and do it and you get outside of yourself, and then it's the snowball effect.
Yep.
Frustration, anger, fatigue, whatever the case may be. And
Depression.
So, yeah, man, I'm picking up what you're putting down with that, for sure.
I don't know how this will come out, but this is what I firmly believe, man. I hear a lot of times, and rightfully so and cool, people say, man, I want to build generational wealth. Right? I want to be able to leave something for my kids and my kids' kids, my kids' kids. And that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm wholeheartedly of the belief and the mindset and the actions of I want to build generational health.
Yeah.
Generational wealth is cool, but generational wealth would not be sustaining if it's not undergirded by generational health. You know, we all know what to eat, what not to eat. You know, you can research your family and the traits and your DNA and all of that and what's good for you and what's not good for you. You know, that is every particular blood type or whatever. Emotional health in terms of your spirit, in terms of your mind, in terms of your soul, and making that your sole focus, not sole focus, your primary focus.
Right.
Then what cascades off of that is going to be generational wealth.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I can, you know, do some things and put some things in place right now that will create generational wealth for my kids and my kids' kids. Yet 4 generations down the line, we're going to probably be stuck in the same place because we were not focused on generational health.
Yeah.
Because you get an estate and you got $40 billion and you have 16 people.
Yeah.
So they're going to fight over it and end up losing it because their mental state, their emotional state, their connection to God and to each other is off.
Yeah.
Because what? We're focused on those things that are material instead of focusing on things that are spiritual.
Right.
That's where, for me, it's about developing and sustaining emotional health, generational health.
You said it. That sustainability is key. It's like when they say it can't be on you, it got to be in you.
Yes.
Right? And oftentimes, even when you speak to generational wealth, and like you said, it's cool, it's great, but oftentimes we value more what we leave to a person than valuing what we leave in a person.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's far more supreme, what we leave in a person than what we leave to a person. Because if you don't leave the right thing in a person, whatever you leave to that person is going to be compromised anyway, because they're not going to be in the right state to be able to handle it.
Yes.
Right? And so, yeah, I'm with you.
If you can feel it, touch it, see it, Google it, it probably don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
But ideas and the spirit, you can't destroy them. You can't destroy a spirit. You can't destroy ideas. Like no matter how many times we go over to Iraq, Iran, wherever these countries we go and try to take over and bomb, every 20 or so years, what happens? Another insurrection happens. We find ourselves in another war. We go to Vietnam, what happens? We end up going in and having to come out because we're trying to fight and kill an idea. You won't ever be able to kill that spirit. Right?
Yeah.
So as long as we are about the business of building ideas in our young people in the next generation, as long as we're about the business of building the notion of health, then it won't ever be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's just how you live and regenerate and regenerate and regenerate.
Yeah.
So.
I got you.